Episode 6. Santa Needs a Stiff Drink. It was the night before Christmas, and the tavern glowed with candlelight and evergreen garlands. Snow howled outside, but inside the hearth crackled, mugs clinked, and Kutath wore a knitted sweater 3 times too small that read, "Orky and Nice." The door creaked open, and a hush fell. A tall, broad figure stepped inside, stomping snow from his boots. He wore a red coat, a long white beard, and carried a sack that sagged as if filled with rocks. His cheeks were rosy, but his expression was anything but jolly. "By the stars," Heinrick whispered, that's Santa!" Santa slumped onto a stool and slammed the bar with a gloved fist. "Barkeep! Something strong enough to drown my sorrows in eggnog." Kutath hurriedly poured him a mug of Heinrick's spiced ale, but Santa downed it in one gulp and sighed. "The elves are on strike. They say I've been working them too hard. Something about dental plans and year-round toy safety regulations. I can't make the toys. Christmas is doomed." Gasps rippled through the tavern. Even the goblins in the corner, now regular thanks to Heinrick's curry stew, covered their mouths in horror. "Fear not," Heinrick said, puffing up. "You've come to the right wizard." Santa raised a bushy brow. "A wizard, eh? Can you conjure toys?" "Well, not exactly." Heinrick flipped open his spellbook and tried an illusion of abundance. A sparkling poof filled the air, followed by dozens of toy wagons, dolls, and stuffed bears. The crowd cheered until every single toy sprouted tiny fangs and began gnawing on the furniture. "Not again!" Heinrick groaned, shooing away a particularly vicious rocking horse. Santa buried his face in his hands. "We're doomed!" "Not doomed," Kutath declared, proudly raising a rolling pin. "We bake toys." Everyone blinked. Heinrich scratched his beard. "You know, that's not the worst idea." That night, the tavern turned into a workshop like no other. The goblins rolled dough. Halflings shaped gingerbread into soldiers and wagons. Dwarves hammered sugar into candy canes so sharp that they could cut wood. Even the elves, hearing of the feast from afar, wandered in, lured by the smell, and decided they could tolerate a temporary holiday contract. By midnight, Santa's sack bulged with cookies shaped like trains, gingerbread dolls with licorice smiles, and marzipan ponies that whinnied when poked. Children might not get wooden toys this year, but they'd have the most delicious Christmas morning ever. Santa stood tall once more, rosy and cheerful again, crumbs in his beard. "You've saved Christmas, Heinrick, not with magic, but with spirit, spice, and a healthy disregard for common sense." Kutath belched happily. "Curry better." Santa roared with laughter, hoisted his sack, and vanished into the snowy night. And so it was that Heinrick's tavern was forever remembered as the place where Christmas was saved, not by spells or swords, but by cookies, curry, and accidental wonders.